on a Saturday morning. Um, all right, so myself, Ahmed Uzair, and we will be going through a journey of developing your own AI agent with Microsoft Copilot Studio. This will be an introductory session, which will take you through what is Copilot Studio, and could take you through a journey of building an agent hands-on with Copilot Studio. Right. Little bit more about me. So myself, Ahmed Uzair, and I am a community lead at Power Platform User Group UAE, founder and CEO at TechZoetic, and I am one of the MVPs in the UAE. Right. So I have been developing applications on mostly Power Platform, and Copilot Studio is a part of Power Platform as well. And I've been, as you can see, I have worked with Azure as well. And I have worked with multiple industries, be it retail, manufacturing, construction, real estate. So I bring that experience with me, and yeah, definitely we can definitely use some of that today, and I'll mention wherever it is what I have gained from my experience. So. As you must be knowing already, that Power Platform is a suite of low-code app development, solution development tools, which consists of Power Apps, which is for application development, Power Automate for process automation, Power BI for business analytics, Copilot Studio for intelligent agents, which is a low-code chatbot development tool, which was formerly known as Power Virtual Agents, and is now Copilot Studio. And finally, for Power Pages for building external websites for your customers, for your vendors, suppliers, and more, right? And of course, of all of them can utilize data connectors, can have add more skills with AI builders, can utilize Microsoft Dataverse, which is a managed database from Microsoft, where you do not have any infrastructure overheads. Everything is managed by Microsoft, and you just build the data model and the applications on top of it. And PowerFX and managed environments. Right. So we will be focusing on Copilot Studio today. So what is Copilot? Copilot is basically your an agent or chatbot agent which can help you in multiple tasks. So you must have already seen, in if you're using a Windows machine, you have Copilot in Windows, you have Copilot in Microsoft Edge, where you can almost ask anything and it will generate either content for you, images for you. And if you want to, let's say, design a logo quickly, it can generate something for you. If you want to design a small poster for an event, we do that sometimes as well with our Power Platform User Group UA events. So if you want to design some small posters, you can do that as well. If you want to write an email, if you want to if you want to write an email, if you want to draft a social media post, everything that is something which we usually do in our day-to-day lives with Copilot or ChatGPT, right? So now that is on a more of a personal level, but in Copilot can you can build a Copilot for many more things. That is, you can build it for your enterprises, for your applications, specifically focusing on your own applications. Let's say, for example, there's an e-commerce. Let's say you're selling some very specific type of shoes, highly customized shoes for different, let's say, for differently abled people, or for hiking, for this thing. So there, that's your own data, right? That's not available publicly. So you can build a copilot or a chatbot agent to work on your own data and give your customers an experience of getting all your information about your products with a chat interface, right? So the Copilot can do much more. So you can customize it for almost anything, for your very specific requirements, or for a more wider requirements, let's say anything HR in your company, right? So starting from leave requests to payrolls to salary slips and everything. If you want to go more further, then it can be a company-wide document repository where you can search about something. So like documents that are stored on SharePoint, documents that are stored on, let's say, Azure storage. You can search across all of them. And then, of course, when you go wider, and the widest one becomes the chat GPT and Copilot, which we use in our day-to-day lives, which has access to the World Wide Web, and it will get information from there, and also from the information that has been trained that it has been trained on, right? So we will try to build something quick today, which will be a travel based copilot, travel planner copilot. So just to give you a little more, so it's you can build your own agent with Copilot Studio, and you can also extend Microsoft Copilot uh, with your own scenarios, and like I just mentioned. So if you want to train it on your own retail store, on your own HR guidelines and stuff, you can do that as well, right? So, and of course, finally, it has, as you can see, it's a connected platform, and it has very smooth integration with anything Microsoft. So, with Azure AI Studio, cognitive services, Spot frameworks, if you already have bots developed with bot frameworks, this can easily integrate with the bot framework and train on those skills, right? And of course, you can utilize AI Builder and um, AI Builder models in Copilot Studio as well. So these are a few examples of what people have been building, or what are the possibilities. Well, so you can generate it for different industries, build a copilot for different industries, travel and transport for managing bookings, professional services for lead generation, where you get a quote. And say for government, you can get information about public programs. For retail, you can manage orders. Healthcare, for healthcare, you can manage claims, and more. And also, it can be for each of these industries. It can be different for each department as well, right? So any and every industry will have these departments. So you can build it for your own department as well, right? So the life cycle is something like this. So you create an agent, you add the knowledge articles for a knowledge base for the agent to pick up from. You create the specific topics or the things that your copilot will respond to. Let's say, for example, topics are basically something that the your copilot can talk about. Or when let's say when I say, please plan my travel, so that will be that travel plan will be one topic, and I will have a few phrases on top of. You will see this in action in a bit, but just to give you an example, a topic can be, okay, leave requests, managing a leave request, creating a leave request, and having a status of the leave request, sending for approval, and so that can be one topic. Let's say um uh, managing your orders, my where is my order, or what is my order status. Order status can be one of the topics. So these are the different types of topics that your copilot can talk about. Then there are actions and plugins where you can extend the Copilot capabilities, with not just responding to these topics and knowledge base that it has, but can also perform further actions. Let's say, for example, if I say, oh, I create an order for this items, so now it can connect to an external system, let's say my ERP or my CRM, and create an order, create my contact and everything in my CRM, and create an order in my ERP. system, and probably send an email or to trigger another Power Automate flow or Dataverse plugin to send out an email notification to that your order has been created, right? And then, of course, this once you have created your Copilot, you can deploy it to all the channels that you require it in. So, in an enterprise scenario, if you're building it for, let's say, an HR or something, you would probably want it to be available in Teams as well as, let's say, in your own intranet website, that is, let's say, a SharePoint site. So you can deploy the same bot in multiple channels, and when you publish them, it can sync it to all the channels as well, right? And finally, of course, once you have deployed a bot, you want to see the performance of the same as well. So you have built-in monitoring capabilities with beautiful dashboards where you can see how many sessions are being taken, what are the successful sessions, where did the user respond, or did they abandon the chat and stuff like that. And then finally, of course, you can connect it with Azure AI Studio or AI Builder models to extend it further and build more skills into your Copilot, right? So before we get into this, I will quickly show you what we will be developing. So let me just share my another screen with you. Let me know when you can see it. All right. All right. So can you see my screen? Can someone confirm again? All right. Perfect. Thank you, Rita. All right. So this is our Copilot Studio. We have a travel application over here. Okay, this is right now it's this thing. Anyhow, I will do this over here. So over here, you can see on the right side something which I have developed right now. So you can ask it, what can I ask, and everything, so what travel advisories exist. I will say create create my travel plan. Okay. And it asks us, okay, where are you going to? How many activities are you looking for? So let's say we are going to Dubai and we need 6 activities. Okay. We submit, and once we submit, it gives us this. Here are 6 activities. For first time visitors to Dubai, complete with brief descriptions and emojis. So the Burj Khalifa, desert safari, this, that. And then it asks, would you like us to send this to you over email? I'll say yes. Okay. Then it says, okay, could you please let us know your email? I'll say, okay, a.uzair at textsoetic.com. Send this out and let it connect. So I have not connected this one. Let me review this. So you will have to create initially your Outlook connections or any, because I have used a Power Automate flow, which I will show you in a bit, um, to build this, to send this email notification. Right? So it's connected. I will do a retry, and you'll see that I have sent the travel plan on your email. Thank you for using your service. And if I show you here, we have a new email. So download external images, as you can see. So it has actually sent out this email. So this is an HTML template which I had used for the email, and it has sent out this. So we can format it better, of course, but just to give you a taste of it, that this is how you can build very quickly. This is something which I built just in 30 minutes. Um, so you can build this in very quickly, and you can even send out emails and connect to external services, right? So coming back to our mm, PP, yeah, so you can actually create chatbots with like public websites, add a public website as the knowledge base, or you can even uh, enable generative answers where it can, if it doesn't find an answer with the knowledge base that you have provided, it can then search the world wide web and then get the answer for you, right? So you can pull data from an API, any other backend system, or enable generative chat over it. So either use a knowledge base available, or you can enable another generative chat, right? So moreover, you can also your upload your own files for generative chat. So yeah, it will, even the prompt will be grounded to the answers that to the the files that you upload, that you it should take answers to from these documents. So it can be uploaded in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, text, HTML, CSV, XML, and more, right? So you have control on each node level, right? So let's do a very quick demo. We will create one of the template based copilots. So let me go over here. So you log on to copilotstudio.microsoft.com, and it will, if you already have a trial or a license, it will you will land over here. If you don't have, it will probably ask you to start a new trial, and then you can just select the location and everything and start a new trial, and you will land over here. So rest is pretty much the same, where you have your environment selection and stuff. So, and over here you will see on the home page you have all these. So you go over here. You can either start from a blank template, or you can take one of the existing ones. I will take this one, safe travels. So it will you will see what does it do basically. So it provides answers to common travel questions and related health and safety guidelines. And this is an instruction, or in a more technical manner, it's the system message that we give to the copilot to ground their responses. So you, as you can see, you are an assistant that helps answer questions about traveling safe both domestically and internationally. Please respond in a polite manner, right? So we are grounding their response, that you answered questions about traveling safely both domestically and internationally. And we have a knowledge base, which is the US travel website. We can add more knowledge bases over here. So you can see you can add public website, SharePoint, and even more. So you have all these knowledge bases available over here. So you can add Fabric, Git, DevOps Wiki, work items, or you can even add a custom connector, which will connect to any of your own APIs, right? So see, as of now, it's disabled because you can actually connect it after you finish creating the bot as well. So you can we can I add more websites over here. Let's say UAE travel websites or Canada travel websites. So it will answer all those questions. So for now, I will just leave it over here with just US travel website advisory one, and create the bot. So it's setting up my Copilot right now, and you will see. So this is the interface that you see when the Copilot is built. Over here, this you will see this, that you allow the AI to use its own general knowledge. All right, it's enabled right now. So and you can see that the knowledge base right now is from the US travel website. So if we open it over here, you will see that there's so there's a travel safety guidelines for traveling to the US over here, right? So now, now over here, you have the knowledge base, you have the instructions which we saw, you have the actions that you basically you can connect to different different systems. So as you can see, so you can connect different systems, you can add a new skill or add an API for a custom connector as well. And here you have different triggers, still in preview, so we are not going to delve into it. Then we have topics. We're going to go deep dive into the topics right in a bit, and then you can publish the agent. So as of now, it's not published anywhere, right? So so as of now, this agent should be able to answer uh, the travel requirements. So let's say guideline for what is the guideline for traveling to US? Let's say. So if we say that now we are in the testing agent testing mode, so it should give you the answer for the travel guidelines. As you can see, it gave you the visa requirements, COVID vaccination, travel documents, and it even gave you references to the website too. And as you can see, it's from the same website, travel.state.gov, uh, uh, which we provided over here, right? So let's say, what is the travel guidelines for the UAE? So if we say this right now, it doesn't have that as a knowledge base, but we have this enabled. We have this enabled. So as of now, it's actually still giving the answer from the same website because it has references to traveling to UAE. But let's say if I say what is Copilot? Copilot Studio. If I say what is Copilot Studio, it will still give me the answer because it's allowing us to use the knowledge which it has. You see, and if I disable this, so you see when disabled, your agent will not use the default AI knowledge and only reference the sources listed under knowledge. If I continue, then if I ask the same question, say what is Copilot Studio, then it should not give us the response. See, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that. Can you please try rephrasing? So you see, at this point, because we don't have that enabled, it will fail. So this is useful in the scenarios where you only want your Copilot to respond to queries from this specific knowledge sources. So you don't have any additional conversations. So if you based on your requirement, you can enable or disable this. So that's how this works. We'll enable it for now because it's useful, right? So this is based on your data. This is how you can enable your Copilot to work, right? So moving forward, so you've already seen the generative action. So um, you can first is what we saw where you can enable the AI to use its own general knowledge, right? But when you say create a travel plan for me, let's say, it it will not always generate something for you from scratch, or otherwise you have to give a prompt. You have to rely on the user to give a complete prompt that you are an AI assistant. I want the travel plan with with 5 activities, and when I go here and stuff like that. You want to create a better user experience for the users, or you have your own, where you have your own business rules, where okay, at one point of at a time you will only provide like 5 activities and stuff, or in the itinerary, or stuff like that. There you cannot expect the user to give a full prompt. There you will just ask, okay, where will you be traveling, how many activities you want, and you will have your own prompt in the background that will create that travel plan or itinerary for you, right? So for that, we have something called generative actions. So, and any action in actions can be done through plugins, or it can be a custom connector, or it can be a Power Automate flow as well, right? And we have now been introduced they have now introduced the generative actions, where you can have like a prompt, where you can build your own prompt and it will generate that answer for you, right? So we will actually look at it right now. So if we go here in the topics, so I'll just open my own this thing to save some time here. So if we go to the topic, so let's say we have some topics which are already created for us. So before I deep dive into the custom actions, I'll just mention quickly that when you create a new agent, there are some topics that are created by default, right? There are these custom topics, which is the conversation start, conversational boosting, which is the generative answers that we enabled or disabled earlier, the end of conversation, escalate, fallback, multiple topics matched, error, sign in, right? And there are some custom topics that are generated. Apart from travel plans, everything else is also generated. So where there's goodbye, greeting, start over, thank you, and more, right? So what you see over here is actually coming from here. So in the conversation start topic, so you see you have these already create this was created for you. Okay, so you can, if you want to modify this message, you can update this topic, this over here. So let's say I have been modified. Just gonna say that, and I'm gonna save it. Okay, once you modify this topic, and if I restart the session, you can see now you can see this new text. So when you want to modify the text of what is appearing in the start, you can use the conversation start topic and modify that. And similarly, you can switch between topics from here. Okay. And for quick replies, you see these options come from quick replies. And the best part is, for quick replies you have multiple options, so um, you can define um, the type. So let's say, for example, right now these two send a message. So what can I ask and what can I do? And let's say I will add one more, where it opens a URL. Let's say open Microsoft.com. So here we'll say https://.com. Okay. So sorry, I put the other way. Microsoft website. So you can actually modify these. And let's say if I save it now, and if I refresh this, it will open Microsoft website over here for me, right? So you can modify these quick replies from here. So if you see, you can even add an image. So if you remember, I'll just, you see this icon, this is the kind of image that you can also add. So there are multiple ways to modify the messages that you have and the quick actions that you can do, and it's pretty cool. So you can make a call, send a hidden message as well. So everything, you can customize it to a lot of extent, right? Um, then going back to the topics, so you have, these are triggers on conversation start, where when you have on redirect and stuff. Then when you have, let's say, greeting, if I say hello, you see, hello is one of the trigger phrases. So it will say, how can I help you today? So these are the phrases that will trigger this topic, which will trigger this, basically this workflow which you see over here. When we say hello, you can say, you should send a message called, how can I help you today, and then enter our topics, and then it goes over here, right? So now that we have this understanding of how it works, we had already created a topic called travel plans. So you can create a topic from here, from blank, or you can create from description with Copilot as well. I will come to this, but before I come to this, I will show you over here. So the best part is you have Copilot inside Copilot Studio as well to help you build your own Copilot. So where you can actually ask Copilot to add a new question, send let's say send a new adaptive card, or ask it to add a new action, and stuff like that, right? So that's pretty helpful, where you can just type out your prompts that you should add this action, and it will do that, do those for you, right? So over here we have a trigger called travel plan. So if you remember, when we said create a travel plan for me, it showed us a card. So this is something called adaptive card, right? So an adaptive card is pretty useful, where you can add inputs, multiple inputs at once, and you can add new links and stuff like that. And just to mention, these adaptive cards are actually can be utilized in multiple places. You can use it in Teams, you can use it in Outlook, you can use it in Copilot Studio, and more. So this is very useful when you are building applications and building a much friendly user experience and user interface. So this becomes very helpful. So like as you can see over here, instead of asking multiple questions in different messages, we just give them like a form sort of thing, which is an adaptive card. Once they submit, it will trigger an action to to further go into the flow, right? So you have multiple options over here. This is adaptive card. You can go to adaptivecards.io and explore it for yourself as well. So you have different card templates, agenda, so something like this. You can have something like a expense report over here. You can have something like which I really like a flight itinerary, which is it's pretty good, right? So you can have something like a weather update, uh, and stuff like that, right? So you can add images, and you can add text, you can add this kind of uh, interactive behavior, right? So this adaptive cards is something which you can utilize almost everywhere. So over here, we have designed this adaptive card with some JSON, where we are specifying the text blocks, and the text, and the, if you want to wrap it and stuff like that. So when you are building it through this, let's say for example, this one, it will generate the adaptive card payload for you directly. So you don't have to worry much about the designing if you are taking any of the existing ones, right? So once we have once we have the destination and the activities, this is what we are talking about when we say a prompt. So if I look at this one, if I all the details, this is a generative action where we are based on the input, we are calling uh, an action to generate some activities. So instead of the user typing, please give me X number of options for activities in this destination for people who are there for the first time. Please return a numbered list with emojis in the name of the activity and give it a brief description. Now, if you remember, that our response always mentioned for the first time, people who are visiting for the first time to Dubai, these are the lists with emojis in the name of the activity and brief description. So this is the prompt that we have given to the uh, to the our agent, right? So instead of the user typing in all of this, we just give them a form to enter two fields, and behind the scenes, we are giving this complete prompt to the generative action, and it is returning a response for us, right? So we can even test a prompt over here, where if you see over here, it's giving us three activities and to Seattle. Why is it giving us three activities for Seattle though? So for that, you can actually see, second. So it's not showing the inputs. Yeah, it's here. So as you can see, we have the name number and the sample data is 3. That's why it's giving us three activities. Let's say if we change it to 7, and let's say if we change it to, let's say, Delhi, Delhi, India. We save, if we test this, let's save this custom prompt, and once we test it, you'll see a different result over here. Just a second. You see, now it's going to Delhi and 7 activities. So this is like the default inputs for you to quickly test or test your own prompt. Let's say if we um, please give the uh, name of the places only. Let's say if we save this, we save the custom prompt. Once again, sorry, I should have tested it. If we test it now, it should give us the name of the places only. Oops, it's still doing that, but anyway, it's gonna get rid of this for now. Yeah. Actually, we before that we gave a brief description. That's why it was contradicting. But this is how you can create your own generative action. Now, this was for a travel plan. Now, similarly, you can do it for, let's say you're working in a financial services or insurance industry or something. So you want the users to be able to, based on their um, financial financial um, uh, let's say appetite, you want to recommend some products or something. So you can actually create a prompt for that. So you can they can actually you can generate a prompt so they can get a recommendation about some products, right? So this is something which you can utilize to recommend products, to recommend um, any other activities and more, right? So you can add more inputs from here. When you go add, you can add inputs from here. You can even add in data from a Dataverse as well, right? So, yeah. And over here, you can see that there's an output called prediction output, which will contain all your text. As you can see, which we have been doing, parsing over here. So once we get the response, we put the text in the chat with all the option travel options, right? Then we ask a question called, if you would you like us to send this to you over email, where we have a branching, where if they say yes, then we ask them their email ID, which we save it on another variable, and then we pass that variable to a Power Automate flow, right? So if I say view flow details, if I try to edit this, you will see that in the inputs, we are taking the email and the travel plan text, which we eventually add over here. So we send this to that email with the email body, and we have a full HTML template where we add as you can see, this is the input which we add over here, and we respond to Copilot. So the best part is that if you want to return some more inputs from this flow, you can add an output as well to the Copilot back to the Copilot. And this is just about sending an email. Let's say if it was like it was like, let's say, for a travel agency, for an actual travel agency, you would probably want to capture this as a lead as well, where you can, add an action to, let's say, create a new record in your database based CRM, right? Um, and or you want to put it into Salesforce, because you have Salesforce connectors over here as well, right? So you can create a new record in your Salesforce and any other CRM, right? So this is something that is possible with Power Automate flows as well. So where you have like more than 900 connectors which are available to you, and to you for almost any and every possible system, right? And if it's not there, you can always create your own custom connector, which can connect to your own APIs, and then provide you with the capabilities of connecting to your own system, right? So this is what's happening over here, and then finally we send a message. I've sent the travel planner. Thank you for using our service, right? So this is what we've got. This is how you're creating the whole flow, or for the your Copilot to work. Now, just to quickly see, uh, I'm gonna show you over here. This is your this is your your Copilot testing uh, uh, pane. So here you can actually enable track between topics, which will actually take you through each topic as you trigger them, right? So let me start a new conversation. Now it should go to the initial conversation. You see, conversation start message. So we have reached here. If I say what can I ask, so it went to the what can I ask option. So you can really uh, debug and also see how your Copilot is behaving with different options, different prompts that you give. So you can go through each topic. If you want to debug, like, okay, is my topic is even being triggered, you can actually enable this option, and you can see if that topic is being enabled, right? So let's say if I say how do I get a passport, so it doesn't have a topic for that actually with any. It doesn't have any topic with that trigger phrase. So where did it go? It actually went to the conversational boosting one, which is basically the AI using its general knowledge and created a generative answer, right? So you see, you can enable search only selected sources, or you can let let it use OpenAI to create a summarized response. So you see, it has actually created this response from there. Okay, and then let's say, for example, now if I say I need a travel plan, then it goes to our topic, travel plan. So now it says, okay, let's say I want to go to, let's say I want to go to Doha, and I want to do 3 activities. It went to prompt response now, and it went into here. So you see, 3 activities for the first time visitors to Doha, complete with brief descriptions and emojis, right? These activities. Now, would you like us to send this to you over email? If I say yes, then it goes to this section, and you can actually track it with the, with the you see that bold blue line, so you can track it where it is right now. So I'll say again, a dot is there at com, and yeah, it sent the action, and I received the email as well. 3 activities to Doha, right? So this is how your Copilot Studio maker maker experience works, right? So we are running out of time. Just to give you a quick run through of what all you can add actually. So this is a send a message one, where which is just this message which you are sending from the Copilot. So that's one. Ask a question, which is our, could you please let us know your email? When you're saying ask a question, it is expecting a user's response, which is saved in a variable inside a new variable. Okay. So you have variables available which you have created, or you have some custom system variables as well. Right. Um, let's say then there's ask with adaptive card, which you have already seen on the top. This is the asking with adaptive card, where you have an adaptive card editor, where you can also enable that if you want to allow user to switch to another topic while they are filling it up. Let's say when I said I need a travel plan, it gave me this. Now, if I enable this, I can actually say hello again, and then it will switch back to another topic. If I disable this, then it will not allow me to switch to another topic until I answer this. So you can enable or disable these kind of settings to have more control over the chat, right? So that's the adaptive card. Then if uh, then you can say, when you say add a condition, that's the branching condition which you have down over here. This is the condition. Based on the options that you create, it will automatically create those branches for you. Then there's variable management, where you set a variable or parse value. So let's say if you want to let's say, for example, you want to do some calculation. Let's say if you want to calculate, let's say, a tax percentage when you are taking an input for like an item or cost or something, you can set a variable of that value and stuff like that. Then you have topic management, where you can transfer the conversation to a live agent, where you can go to a specific step, you can end the conversation, or you can go to another topic as well, right? That is something that can be done as well. And then you can call an action, which we just did. So we called a we performed 2 actions, where we created a prompt flow, which is called travel plan, and then we called a power automate flow called send travel plan an email, right? So you can use these actions, you can create call custom connectors. You can call plugins as well, right? And then finally, you can have generative answers. You can send HTTP request to any API, log a custom event, send an event or activity, or finally authenticate. If you are looking to authenticate users through their Microsoft Entra ID, if you're logging into if you're sharing some sensitive information, you can do that. Or if you want to integrate any of your OAuth based authentication mechanisms, you can do that as well with this, right? All right, so this was more or less it, but just to give you a final picture of monitoring capabilities. So of course, when you build your Copilot, of course, you want to see who are the people that are using it, what is the engagement rate, and more, and specifically what is the escalation rate and abandon rate. So you have these analytics built in to Copilot Studio. So you can actually go over here in Analytics tab, and then you can see all these. So we have not done much interaction with the bot yet, so we won't have a lot of data here. That's why I had actually shown you this. So we just have the sum of this data. So, but when you use it more, you have more data over here. So you have summary tab, you have customer satisfaction, where at the end of the survey, let's say if I go over here, I'll say bye, and it and I'll say yes, and I'll say yes, that answered my question. You can rate your experience. So I end the conversation, right? So these are the sessions where you say goodbye, and these that you can actually track how many if people actually rated you and stuff like that, right? And if you want to export sessions like what were the outcomes and what was the full chat transcript, you can actually export sessions from the sessions tab as well. The most important part, of course, is the billing. How much are we being billed for the usage of our Copilot? You can do that from billing section, where it will show you the build sessions and the change and the full graph of the build sessions over time. And the boosting the conversations, where when you don't have the knowledge base in your knowledge sources, and it goes to it goes to GPT to answer your question. You can track those conversations as well, right? So while we are talking about the billing part, so we have the Copilot Studio comes at $200 for 25,000 messages per month. And again, these messages it comes in packs. And when you are doing for a single message, for a regular message, it takes one message as the consumption rate. If you are using generative answers, where it calls on GPT to answer the question, it counts as two messages. And you can also learn more about the pricing by scanning this QR code. Right. And now, if you want to learn further, you can scan any of these, where you can sign up for a Copilot Studio trial. Here you can find some Copilot Studio snippets and a prompts library, which will help you create your own Copilots much easily, and give you much more exposure on what are the possibilities, right? And if you are um, pumped up by this session, you can actually go ahead and download these implementation guides. or yeah, prompt engineering guides where you can see how you can implement copilots for yourself or for your company, or and you can download the prompt engineering guide to help you build better prompts for your copilots. All right, and of course, finally, you can follow us to stay updated with any of our future events regarding co-pilots, regarding Power App, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. We do sessions quite often. We have been because of the holiday season, everything we had stopped in between, but we are now gonna get back up and start doing more sessions. And if you are also interested in doing a session, in sharing knowledge with others, we are more than happy to have you on stage and deliver a session. Right. And again, thank you so much once again for joining in. And I look forward to connecting with you guys. And I open the session to open the stage for any questions that you guys have. I'm happy to answer. You can unmute yourself and then and ask a question, or you can put it on chat as well. All right. So yeah, Rita. So is there a way to restrict sites, that is to not reference from the sites that as restricted? Um, that's a very good question, actually, Rita. I have not had that requirement honestly, but I will I will need to double check that. I will need to double check that if we can restrict it. Um, uh, that yeah, yeah, I'm not sure about that yet. I will check that and let you know. It's a very good question. However, you can always like add only the sites that you want to refer to. So you can only associate those sites which you want to limit it to. So you can do it the other way. You can only enable those sites which you want to refer it to. You want it to refer to. Any other questions? Glad to hear that. If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute or put it on chat.
Hi. Would you happen to have the direct links to the prompt guide and the implementation guide? Because the QR code links are being blocked by my antivirus. So
Oh, sure. Sure. I will
thank you.
I will share that right now in the chat. Just a minute.
Thank you.
So let here you go. Any other questions? Please feel free, guys. Or otherwise, we can close that session. Right. Thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining us today. And have a wonderful weekend. And we look forward to having you in our future sessions and hopefully having some of you as speakers as well. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you, Sudha.